We had a fantastic time with Tebogo in the previous episode of this journey. And the stories continue with an exceptional woman who knows her intel about extraordinary vehicles.
So first impressions, immediately jumping out of your W204 C Class into this W206. What are your first impressions?
It's very, very smooth. That's the first. Okay, mine is also smooth, but this one's
Smoother.
Very smooth ride. This display is beautiful.
Yeah, it's quite an improvement over the W204 as well as the W205. It's a completely new screen. As you can see, it's freestanding directly in front of you.
Yes.
So it's quite clear. So yeah, besides the infotainment screen, so you've got a new media screen here. So one of the cool features about it is the voice commands. Yeah, so new operating system in here. It's a second generation Mercedes-Benz user experience.
Right.
Commonly known as the MBUX. So you can wake it up by just saying, "Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
I'm feeling hot."
I'm reducing the temperature at 18 degrees.
There you go. And it picked up that it's the passenger speaking, so it reduced the temperature on the passenger side.
On the passenger side?
Yeah. Well, this new operating system has been fine-tuned. It's very easy to use. Within a day or two, you'd feel right at home.
And the onboard computer that you can talk to, it can pick up all of these things if you request it to?
You can open and close the sunroof, the blind. If you have navigation as an option, you can navigate. You can adjust the temperature. You can adjust the ambient lighting, which is also a cool feature. So the C Class before this had 3 different color options. It was a blue, it was an orange, and a clear. This C Class has 64 different colors. And in those, there's 10 different moods. So you can actually adjust the ambient lighting based on your mood.
How you feel?
Yeah, so if you had a great day at work, you can adjust it to cater to your mood. If you had a not so good day, same story. So it uses the ambient lighting in an intelligent manner. Yeah, so on this C Class, we've got LED headlamps standard, which are fantastic lights themselves. Each headlamp has 84 individual LEDs in there. So if you then have the multi-beam function, you will have cornering lights, and those individual LEDs can be dimmed and illuminated according to the road conditions.
Okay.
So you can light up where you need to see and dim the light where there's oncoming traffic. And the fuel consumption on this one specifically is amazing. I mean, currently we're sitting on 5 liters per 100, which is actually below the claimed average. So on the C220D, the average combined fuel cycle is 5.6 liters per 100. And on the C200, the petrol, it is 8.2 liters per 100. So both very, very efficient.
Very efficient,
engines.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What is this car's comfortable cruising speed?
It's comfortable at any speed.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Spoken like a true Mercedes man.
Look, on the highway at 120, it's ideal. Your rev count is low, meaning your fuel consumption improves.
Everything's sort of running at its best.
Yeah, but I mean, with the 440 Newton meters of torque on this vehicle and 300 on the C200 petrol, even at 120, you still have power available in the event that you do need to accelerate.
Okay.
Sitting on 1,500 revs at, let's call it the speed limit.
Let's call it the speed limit, yeah. Oopsie.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining me right here at the halfway house, here at the Blair Atholl Golf Estate, which used to be the family home of none other than Gary Blair. Now, I have some phenomenal news to share with you today, but I'm not alone to share it with you because something has hit the shores of South Africa that will change the trajectory of vehicles throughout history. Now, joining me on the hot seat is none other than the legendary lady herself. Guys, if I tell you that she knows her way around a vehicle, trust me, you will hear it. This is Miss Cal, and thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Percy. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's awesome. So, something awesome is that you guys went on an incredible adventure this morning. Would you like to share about it?
We did, yes. We took our existing motor vehicles through to Mercedes in Menlyn.
Yeah.
And we then got to drive the amazing new C Class.
Wow.
What an experience.
Now, I have a credible question for you. So now, every time you might read on the website of the Mercedes-Benz, you'll notice a couple of terminology, such as luxury and high performance. Now, which of these two factors stand out for you?
High performance.
Now, in these specs, what did you enjoy most about driving this vehicle in the streets of Pretoria?
The vehicle is incredibly responsive, both from acceleration and for handling wise. Braking is excellent as well. It's a very comfortable car to drive. You feel you don't have to obviously ever discuss safety things with Merc. You know that they've got those boxes ticked, but performance wise, it's brilliant. From where I come from, my current vehicle has great performance, but this one is a step up. It's fabulous.
I love this. What are some of the features that you least expected to find in the new Merc?
The two panels are amazing. There's the two information panels. The one is directly in front of the driver, which I find great because at the flash of an eye, you can see exactly what's happening and you can tailor make it to what the particular specs that you want to see. So if you don't want to see what speed you're doing, just saying, it's got things like your consumption, all sorts of other specs that whatever particularly interests you. And then the center console has got all the other bits and pieces. It's got, obviously it's fully Wi-Fi and whatever, which is great. And it's got a wireless charger for your phone in the box. You just throw it in.
What are the chances to find
and
that?
And a fingerprint reader.
What?
Yep.
I'm really impressed.
I thought that was great.
So how was your experience receiving the keys and actually adjusting or feeling how the vehicle adjusts to your driver needs?
It was very simple. It's slightly different. Obviously, it's a much newer model than the one I'm currently driving. So there was one or two little specs that I had to just quickly check. But my attendant Ty was fantastic. He pointed out a couple of the pertinent points. But I must be honest, from the minute I hit the driver's seat, no problems at all. It was plain sailing from there.
So more than just leg space and height difference. How was the entire experience? Because I know driving in the streets of South Africa can get a bit risky every now and again, but how did it feel, especially when we read about Merc, we hear the word luxury. Did you feel that as you were driving, part of the experience?
Absolutely. You also have the little attendant that you can talk to, and she turns up your air conditioning or turns your air conditioning down or changes your ambient lighting. So from that point of view, it certainly does have a lot of luxury items. That, as we discussed, isn't really my big thing. Much as aesthetics and luxury are very important in a vehicle, I personally believe that you have to love the car that you drive. It must appeal to your senses in every respect. And in mine, it's the sleek, dynamic type of vehicle that it is and the performance. Those are my two major things that I look at.
Now, a side question. How do you test performance?
Well... There's only one way to test performance. You put your foot down and see if it goes.
Let's go. I love that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it yourself. This new Mercedes-Benz C Class is definitely exceptional. It is causing rage in the streets of South Africa, and it is definitely a class above the rest.